Everything changed when they found out about my website, my Instagram, and my YouTube channel. My employer put a target on my back the moment that they realised Aaron is planning to escape by building something of his own. And boy, did they not like it. And that's what we're going to talk about in today's video. Basically, how you can protect yourself from being found out that you are putting a plan in place to replace and escape your 9-to-5 job. I did it pretty well, to be honest with you, because I hid what I was doing for many, many years. And it was only towards the end of my last job, they actually found out. I'd blocked all co-workers, all managers. But the thing is, I worked in a very big organisation where a lot of people were coming and going, and I couldn't always know who was new and who was coming in. So therefore, I wasn't always able to block everyone on LinkedIn, Instagram, all the other socials. But let me tell you how it happened the day that I was told that Aaron, the managers and the HR reps are upstairs looking at your website, your channel, and again, the first Instagram handle that I had at the time many years ago. Now, you've heard me mention him before. He's a good friend of mine. He's called Big Bear. And if anyone's got an Apple Watch and a website, I was using Wix at the time, I had it hooked up that anytime someone was on my website, I'd get a little notification pop up on my Apple Watch. And this particular day, I was down on the warehouse floor and I had the notification come up and it said that the location was in the exact area that I was working. And I remember thinking to myself, oh, who is on my website? Now, at the time, this is probably only about 6 weeks before I actually quit my job, just to give you a timeline. So I got this notification on my phone, on my Apple Watch. And then, it was apparent that someone within the vicinity was looking at my stuff. Now, there was only about 2 people who knew. There was a guy called Lee, and obviously there was Steve. Now, Lee was near me, so I knew it weren't Lee. And I thought, well, it could have been Steve, potentially, but he'd have no reason to. Like, he knows what I'm doing. That's Big Bear, by the way, not the yes man Steve, who I've spoken about before. Anyway, Steve happened to come down stairs, and he came up to me and he said, just to let you know, mate, HR and the managers upstairs, I've just walked through the office and they're all round a desk and your face is on the screen. And it was my website. It was when I'd first sort of put a banner and a profile photo on my YouTube channel, and I think I did one video about money back then, and then my Instagram, and apparently they were looking at it. And I remember saying to Steve, well, you watch how people change towards me. And let me tell you this, didn't they just? It was essentially the target on my back that they needed. Again, I'd mitigated people finding out everything about, about what I was doing up until this point, but that really was where things changed for me. I'm going to walk back this way, actually. I'm getting my steps in today, but I've come far enough. And yeah, that was it. Managers acted very different towards me. A guy who I was friends with called Dan, he totally changed. In fact, I would go as far to say he actually was trying to make it very difficult for me. He would give me extra tasks. He would pull me up on things in meetings which weren't legit, didn't need to. His whole demeanour towards me had changed. There was a lady called Anna who was a manager at the time. She was very difficult with me. And the last manager that I had, which was called Janky, I knew it was very much the beginning of the end because I was pulled into a performance review. And in this performance review, I was told that I was underperforming, that there had been some complaints about my work. And when I had questioned these complaints on who were they from and why, I was given no information. I was also pulled up on, I used to run what was called dispatch at the time. There was a part of my role where I would look after a huge sort of dispatch operation late afternoon, and I was constantly pulled up that we weren't dispatching fast enough, there were complaints and just loads of problems, and this all happened literally overnight. Now, bearing in mind I'd been at this place for 7 years, right, or coming up 7 years at this point, never had any problems, any issues with anyone. But now they're flagging me up for absolutely everything. And I remember speaking with my partner at home saying, I think I'm going to have to plan my exit now and get all my ducks in a row, because it is quite apparent they are going to be doing everything they can to get me out. And this is why I say to all of you, if you are planning to get out the 9 to 5, even if you think you're friendly with co-workers, you just can't risk telling them about your plans, about your business, because you just never know when someone will be jealous that you have a business plan, that you want more from life, and they've only got to tell one manager. And when it gets about in the workplace that you are building a side business, the company might think you are in conflict of interest. They won't want to invest any more education, time or money into you, because essentially they know at some point you're going to leave. So what they're going to do is they want to cut the strings as soon as possible. So therefore, if there are no current problems with your work, as there weren't with me, they will try and find or cause problems. Now, let me tell you something else as well, and I can talk about this now because obviously I haven't been at that workplace for years. But my business partner for exitnine and Holder, who is Ben, some of you have heard me mention him before. Believe it or not, he actually used to be my old manager, and they shafted him out. He actually got a payout. They would pull Ben came up to me and told me all of this. They pulled Ben aside, a guy called Dan, and asked if Aaron was bullying him. So me bullying my actual business partner now. And Ben at the time, of course, said no, but he came up to me and he said, they've asked me if you're bullying me or if there's any problems with you on the shift. How corrupt is that? They were hoping that Ben didn't have a loyal relationship with me, which, again, I'm not big into loyalty in the workplace, but Ben, good on him, did openly say, no, he's not bullying me. Like, what were you going on about? Of course not. But they were looking for ways to get rid of me. How crazy is that? I mean, this is only one of many things. I was also in another meeting where there was all of us there from 2 shifts, right? So there's about 12 people in this room at the time. And again, it was directed at me. There was this works phone on the 2 shifts that I worked with, and we had to pick up this works phone when it rang. Now, anyone that was working on the double shift, on a crossover shift, could pick up the phone. But within this meeting, my operations manager, Dan, who now had just seemed like he'd turned completely against me, was basically putting it on me that my role is now to answer the phone regardless of what is going on. And if I don't answer the phone, my manager is to report back to him that Aaron isn't completing the task of making sure that every phone call and the issue on the other end of this phone was dealt with that there and then. It was to be reported back to the manager and then to get back to Dan, which of course I said in the meeting, absolute rubbish. Like, well, what is happening here? Like, that is not my role. I really put my foot down, but it definitely did cause more friction. And again, this all started when they found out that I was building something of my own. It's just so corrupt. So again, anyone that is looking to build something of your own, you just have to build in silence. And when you're successful at building that thing and you've been able to replace your income, then close the laptop and then leave. And the day that I actually left, because again, as I said before, I remember going for a walk around the park with my partner and saying, I think I'm going to leave. They're on to me, they're making it difficult. Even if I was a couple of minutes late or anything that I was doing, like they were clock watching, like my breaks. I was being pulled up on a lot now, even so much so, I'm trying to remember all the things that they were doing at the time. And by the way, there would have been loads more, but I'm just, running with the things I can remember. They brought this guy on shift who came down from London, and he'd been in the company, and excuse my sniffing, by the way. Here we go. There's this guy who came down from London, and he'd been within the company over 10 years. And we were told that he was going to be working on our shift to see how we do things for a week. And do you know what this guy kept saying to me? Oh, Aaron, you've been here for a while, but you haven't promoted. What's the reason for that? And I'd say, well, I don't want to. I've got no interest in promoting. And he would sort of go, oh, right. So what's your progression plan? And then I would say, I don't have one. I'm happy doing what I'm doing because I didn't want to take on extra workload. Again, I was fully aware I didn't want to do more work for the same pay. I didn't want to do shift swaps. I didn't want to go for promotion. I didn't want to do step-up roles because the most important thing to me at the time was time. I needed extra time at home to build my business so I could get out of there. And I think all of that got reported back. Ben then came up to me again, who was my manager at the time, and said, Dan's going to be spending a week on our shift. And it wasn't until both Ben and I had left the company that obviously we've shared information of things that were said. And Ben said they had told me that Dan was going to come on shift because they basically wanted to monitor you, Aaron, to see what you did. I think they were suspicious that I was building on company time, which, do I have to be careful in this video what I say? Probably not. But as many of you know, I can't confirm whether I was or whether I wasn't building on company time. But I think they were suspicious that I might have been building on company's time because some people did notice that I was bringing in my own laptop as well. And whether I was or whether I wasn't building on company time, I think they were aware of that, which is why they wanted Dan to come on our shift and work for a week to see what I got up to. Now, look, I will say we did muck about a lot. We did have a laugh. So I think there was a little bit of that. And I was very much I think they felt I was quite the ringleader. You know, I was trying to empower as many people to go against the grain and stick up for themselves. And, you know, if the manager said we had to do something, I was very much that guy that said, no, it's not our task. We're not going to be doing that. Thank you very much. No. I really was, I probably was a bit of a problematic employee, if I'm honest, but, you know, it is what it is, as they say. But it did change. I will say those last 6 weeks, everything changed. And the day that I actually quit my job, which I never planned this particular day, but I came in to work. Again, it was another thing. I opened up my laptop and I had an email from HR inviting me to an investigation meeting because it had been reported that I kept leaving work early. Now that was a porky. That wasn't true. I proved it not to be true. I'd requested some CCTV footage at the time, so that was kind of brought to a halt very quickly, and I thought that was a very cheap shot and also stupid considering, you know, of course I'm going to ask for them to back up the CCTV to actually look at that I wasn't leaving early, which I wasn't. But upon that investigation and that email being sent, once that rigmarole had sort of come to an end, I had decided that I was going to leave immediately. HR and I were back and forward on a few after emails about this incident, and then I got one more email that was which really broke the camel's back. Yeah, it was the last straw. Was when Janky, my very last manager towards the end, the evil, I won't say that word, but she was an evil COW, right? She's one of those. I don't want to say anything that will affect the YouTube algorithm. I don't want to swear or say curse words, as the Americans would say. But she was an absolute nightmare. She screen capped our chime conversation where she asked me on a double shift to do the end of day reports. I'd refused to do them because I questioned where she had been for the last 3 hours because she disappeared, and it's a manager's job to do all the end of day reports. And I literally just said in that chime chat, no, I'm not doing it. There's like 8 other people here because it was a double shift. I thought, why are you asking me 20 minutes before I'm going to be finishing my shift? And the reports take at least half an hour. And I said, no, I'm not doing them. There's 8 other people on shift. And where have you been for the last 3 hours? Question mark. And then I shut my laptop and I went home. She'd screen capped that conversation. The next time I came in on shift, which was next week, after my days off, I was invited back to another investigation meeting, and I shut my laptop, and I rang my partner and I said, they're trying to screw me over. I'm going to leave. Are you okay with that? My partner said, are we going to be all right? I said, we'll be fine. And I shut my laptop. I told a few managers what I thought of them. a few colleagues what I thought of them. I rang 2 colleagues, Steve and Adrian. Oh no, I rang Ben, another Ben, and said, I'm not coming back, but it's been good to work with you. And that was that. Plus, they tried to put me on this performance review, and I knew they weren't going to stop trying to get me out. And that is what happens when employers find out you're trying to build a business. So I hope you got the message, which is build in silence, my good people. And you know, the ironic thing is, all of these people that were trying to get me out, they're still in a job. They still watch all my stuff because they watch my YouTube, they watch my TikTok. A few of my old managers and colleagues actually join and tune into my TikTok live streams. Some of them actually support now and they're like, good on you, as in co-workers. But the majority of them became the enemy to me. And that is just the cruel world, very harsh, but it is what it is, of as soon as your employer finds out that you are building something bigger and better than the mundane 9 to 5, they will try and eliminate you. And it very much is the beginning of the end. Remember, just a quick plug, if you are someone that wants my support in the way that I can offer it, don't forget to head on to Instagram, exit.9ai, drop us a follow. You can always DM me and get involved, because I'm going to be able to now help the masses start the process of building a life by design. And my good people, here we are. I've got my steps in again. I'm going to be doing a lot more of these videos, as I said, because as we're hitting the summer, I like to get in some extra steps because I'm dieting as well, so I'm shredding up. But yeah, look, hit like and subscribe. Leave me a comment on what you did like, and are you experiencing anything that I've spoken about, or would you like to add anything in the comments, and I'll get back to all of you. Until next time, my good people, peace out. I'll see you on the next one.